Hello, and welcome back to the Queer Protagonist. My name is Sam Cahoon, and I believe that your story, yours in particular, can be someone else's survival guide. A little check-in, how is your heart feeling today? However you're feeling, I want you to know that you are so not alone in how you're feeling. You are so loved, and I'm so grateful you're here. Today's episode is on 5 things I'd tell my younger self. Before we start, I thought I'd start with a fun little journal update. I have been living in an Airbnb for the last month in Williamsburg in Brooklyn. My Airbnb, it doesn't have any windows, the room I'm in, so I never know if it's 2 a.m. or 2 p.m. Honestly, for the first 3 weeks of being here, aka most of my time, I was going to sleep at like 3 a.m. some nights, 5 a.m. a few nights. Literally terrible because I didn't know what time it was. So it was rough, and I'm so excited to say that tomorrow I moved to my new apartment in Manhattan, in a really cute apartment with a really sweet roommate named Caroline. I'm so excited. My room is the size of a peanut, but I think it's going to be a really good time. The first thing that I would want to tell myself is, Sam, one day Taylor Swift will say, "You're on your own, kid, you always have been," and that will ring so true. I want you to think about friendship in 3 different ways. First, choose to be your own best friend. Invest in the things that set your soul on fire. Lean into photography and running and singing. Lean into time alone. Go on wild trips. Go see your favorite concerts and shows. Be your own best friend. Be the friend that you need. You can do it. Second, choose the best friends possible. I want you to focus on those friends that are kind. I want you to focus on those people that see your light. It's funny, to this day, some of your very closest friends are those choir kids from high school. They actually ended up being some of your closest friends. And so I want you to lean into those people that see your light. And third, if you're in a place where you don't have access to those people that do see your light, then I want you to lean into your role models. Find leaders that you look up to and learn from them. Listen to their podcasts, read their books, because at the end of the day, you are a result of the people and books and media and music that you spend time with. You are a result of the people that you spend the most time with. And so I want you to invest in those relationships that you look up to, the people that see your light, and one day when you do meet the friends that you're looking for, oh my goodness, the sparks will be flying. You will connect in such beautiful ways because you've really invested in your relationship with yourself, and you will have so much more of a capacity to love and to let others be themselves and to see others' light. So focus on your relationship with yourself first, and everything else will follow. The second thing that I'd tell my younger self is you do not have to achieve everything under the sun in order to be worthy of love. So much of my life I've lived for my resume, for recognition, for people to see me and go, wow, he's really doing something. I was president of so many clubs in high school. There wasn't a day that I wouldn't be running for NHS secretary or student body activities director, BPA state officer. I tried to do everything I could to achieve perfect grades, and part of me is so grateful I did, but another part of me recognizes that I did so much of that in order to be seen and to be feeling worthy of love. And I think that's one of the biggest lies that I believed growing up, is that I had to be constantly achieving, constantly doing something new, constantly winning an award in order to feel like I could be worthy of love. And that's just couldn't be further from the truth. And it's something I'm still dismantling now, that achievement does not equal worthiness of love. You are always worthy of love. You are always worthy of rest. And it's so important that you find things that you just genuinely love to do, whether they make your resume or your Instagram story or not. Find things that light your soul on fire and lean into those, rather than doing things like trips and accomplishments and internships for Goldman Sachs just so that you can feel worthy, because you are already worthy. This third one is easily the most vulnerable, and that is dare to let yourself love. Your entire life, you've been told that to love someone the way you really do love is wrong, that there's no happiness in actually being gay. And when you're 19, you're going to fall in love for the first time so deeply. And you're going to tell him that there's no way you can actually be happy because you've been taught by your church that that's not what leads to happiness. But I want you to know, Sam, and I want you to know, everyone who's listening, that love is the most pure thing you could possibly do. And so if an institution or organization is telling you that your love is wrong, I want you to know that that's not correct. That you never need to abandon yourself or let go of love in order to feel happiness, because love is real. And so I just want you to know that you are worthy of that love that you desire. And it's going to be a really tough lesson to learn, but just know that you are worthy of love and let yourself feel that love, even if it's terrifying, because it's real. The fourth thing that I would tell my younger self is that, Sam, one day your struggles will become your strengths. In second grade, I earned the nickname the singing busboy because I was always singing opera at the top of my lungs on the 45-minute bus ride to and from school. This was second grade Sam. I could barely pay attention in class. I was always humming or whistling or singing. And honestly, it was hard for me because I didn't know how to make friends. I got in trouble a lot. But now I have so much empathy for what it feels like to not fit in and to be the hyperactive kid or the kid that people just don't understand. And so I guess I'd want my younger self to know that one day those things that you consider your weakness will become such a source of empathy and strength for you. The fifth and last thing that I tell my younger self is a quote from queer poet Brianna Pastor. There are people waiting to meet you, people waiting to love you. There are places that stand still until you've stepped foot in them. Something really beautiful could happen for you in the morning. There's so much waiting for your arrival. Arrive there. That's the last message that I would want to tell myself. That there are so many people waiting to love you. I remember so many years I felt so scared of the idea of ever coming out. I remember the hours before I posted my coming out pictures on Instagram. But I was flooded with love like I never could have imagined. The way that the LGBTQ plus community showed up for me, the way that friends and family showed up for me, not all to the extent that I needed, and there's still so much of an ongoing journey, but I was met with more love than I could have ever imagined, and I know that it's not that way for everyone, but I do want you to know that there is so much love waiting for you. Even if it's not from your immediate family, there are chosen family members out there waiting to love you. There are places that need you. There are friends that need you. And you'll need them. You are so loved, and there are people waiting to love you. So share your story. Be yourself. And with that, that is the end of the podcast for today. Thank you so much for taking the time to listen. If you wouldn't mind rating the podcast 5 stars or following along, that would mean so much to me. But I hope that you have a great rest of your day, and I hope you take the time to be kind to yourself and others. Love ya.